It's 12:42. I did a short video showing some salmon that was cooked in my air fryer on some aluminum foil, and some people did not agree. Well, let me tell you something. I rarely ever cook, but I'm going to eat the way I want to eat, and I rarely ever use any aluminum foil, but if I want to use it, I'm going to use it. And then the air fryer, Gina, the air fryer is bad for you. Well, that's the first time I've ever used the air fryer, but if I want to use an air fryer in the future, I'm going to use an air fryer. And the air we breathe, yes, there is aluminum in it and there is barium. But on the periodic table, if you look at those little symbols, barium is Ba, aluminum is Al, Bel, the god Bel, with the periodic table. And I think it's quite interesting that they are the symbols, isn't it? Since that's in the air. Gina, honey, you know about the chemtrails. Just because I don't talk about them, I don't like to talk about them because they got the bad stuff in them. They do. And the air outside is kind of toxic at times, especially when you look up in the sky and it's caked. Okay, Rosie, honey, you got some cat hair on me. When it's caked in the sky. So, thank you for your concerns on me trying to eat healthy. Gina, don't use aluminum. Don't use the air fryer, Gina. It's bad. Make sure you wash those vegetables and fruits before you eat them. Make sure you wash your hands and all of that. Thank you for your concern. Yeah, my life is public on here when I get on here and do a video, so it is to be given. It's a given. Gina, is that going to pop your bubble? It kind of hurt my feelings. Yes, it did, but I'm trying to do the best that I can. And I'm kind of happy, you know, that I'm eating healthier, and someone comes around with a comment that might sound a little not intended to do harm, but it kind of hurt my feelings. It did. Made me a tad bit upset, and I ended the video. People do have a tendency, when we speak to others, we don't pause to think at times. The words that come out of our mouth, even though you may not mean your words to come out that way, but when others hear you say something to them, your words hit them the wrong way because they just do. And you may talk to people like that. That's maybe how you speak. I'm referring to a video earlier. I was all excited. I had made some salmon that I mixed with some fresh broccoli and some mustard, and I put it in the air fryer and I lined it with aluminum foil. It's the first time I've ever done it in my life. Thank you. Hello. And I was talking about how I'm eating healthier, eating vegetables. Since I have cancer, I'm eating food that is good for me, and I'm doing my best to avoid conventional treatment. And I was excited. I was showing salmon, and someone said, "No, that's unhealthy. It's foil. It's aluminum foil." But I was so excited. It just came out of the air fryer, and I was so excited that I didn't have to eat cold salmon. And then someone said, "But it's an air fryer, Gina." We don't really realize our words. Your words have the power of life and death when you go out and use them, and your words have unintended consequences to people, whether people let you know or not. They do. You got to be careful. You don't have to always say what's on your mind. You don't. You don't have to always say, "But this is bad for you, this is bad for you, this is bad for you." You don't. If someone's doing good, trying to do good, you don't knock them down. You do not knock them down. You don't. You got to encourage people. You can say what you got to say in a very encouraging way, in a loving way. You can. You truly can. I know I emphasize this a lot. Say what you want to say in a loving way. Your message will get out. It's how you say it, even though you got a message. Hello. Yeah. Yes, I do have cancer. I have breast cancer. It's right here. I have been diagnosed with it, and I'm doing my best to eat better and avoid conventional treatment. I have the treatment here at my house in case worse comes to worse. I do have it, but I'm trying to do the conventional thing, and I'm going to go to a whatever it is person too. Yeah, I do, and I feel a lot better. knowing, Gina, honey, you need to avoid those sugary foods. Don't you eat no sugar. I've cut sugar completely out of my diet. I've eaten a lot of walnuts because they have natural anti-estrogen blockers in them, the blocking the receptors. And if you take that with like a baby aspirin, it helps increase the effect that it has. I'm eating at least 2 to 3 ounces of walnuts a day because I have estrogen positive breast cancer. And I'm eating broccoli since that's major anti-stuff food. Broccoli, a lot of blueberries, a lot of collards, lettuce, alpha, I want to say alpha omega-3 fatty acids food with each meal. I'm doing everything that I should do, taking turmeric and ginger and stuff. And it does make a difference, and I'm drinking a lot of tea. I'm eating a lot of dark chocolate, not too much because you don't want to gain weight. I can't be losing my body shape, you all. But yeah, that's right, Commander. So yeah, so I'm doing. No, I don't like weed. Okay, I don't. I'm very particular what I eat and drink, and it's good. And I'm not really a soft drink or sweet drink person anyhow. So I'm doing my best with that I know how, and I'm happy about it and want to share my food because I didn't want to have to eat that salmon just blah. I thought I'm going to spice it up, and sometimes words come out of people's mouth, and I'm sure they don't mean what they say at times, but it's all right. It is. I'm a big girl. I got my big girl panties on. I am. Barbara, you got me a little bit upset, hurt my feelings, but that's okay. I'm a big girl. I can let it go. Blackjack guitar. Gina, the air fryer is bad for you. That's the first thing I've ever heard of that. Of course, I never used the air fryer. There are some studies that say that's bad for you. Everything is bad for you. Have you noticed that? There's got to be something wrong with everything, truly, in this world. You eat a little bit too much. Your words are really bad, too, when they come out the wrong way. They are. You started making your own. Yeah. You're interested. You used to work in the homeopath. And I know what I'm doing is good. And you got to do, each person's on their own journey. And I've done a lot of research on my own. I'm going to a nature, whatever those doctors are, holistic doctor. I've got my thing, and they're going to check my, vitals and stuff and look at the blood work I previously had done and set me on a path. But I'm not going nowhere until my time. Oh, I don't like tequila. Golden Codex. Did I try a tequila once? A tequila? What's a margarita? Does that have a tequila in it? Or tequila? Tequila? Because I tried something one time. It was awful. It tasted sweet and sugary, and I just couldn't stand it. Oh, okay. Mindy, honey, Gina, honey, can't do it. I can. I don't drink. I will have a glass of wine every now and then. But no, I can't drink all that other stuff. I do like pina coladas. I like pina coladas. That's what I had when I went to Cancun for my niece's wedding. I had around 6 Cancuns the whole time I was there. It was so good. It was so hot, but I had them. I thought, wow, this is so refreshing. Yeah. A Moscato. I don't know what a Moscato is. Oh, it was really nice. So sometimes, it's best to think before we speak. And when someone's, doing good and they're trying to make a difference in their life, and you come around and you say something and it like kind of pops their bubble, you might want to think first before you let the words come out of your mouth, because we got a lot of that going on in the world in many different ways, especially the opposite. You may not realize the unintended consequences of your words, what was maybe perhaps meant for informational purposes, in case you didn't know. Yeah. Sangria is your favorite red wine. Yeah. Oh, I swallowed a worm before from my garden. I followed it down with a whole bunch of water. I did. That's right. My mother had a sign on the refrigerator. Think before you speak. It's like, is it nice? Is it kind? Is it loving? Is it whatever? I can't remember all of it, but it was a really good one. Yeah. Um, so I don't even know what the title of this video is. I don't. Oh, I do. I know. Um, it's about the aluminum. I saw something today since she mentioned the aluminum. And the aluminum in the air and the barium in the air, the periodic symbol Ba for the barium and the Al for the aluminum is the god Baal. Is the god Baal of the air or something like that? Baal, Baal. Isn't that interesting about the periodic table? I could not stand that class. I failed it in high school. I did. I did not like physics. I think that's what I took. I failed it. I might have made a D in it. I barely passed it. Yeah, it's not something that I'm interested in. Yeah, think before you speak. Oh, thank you, Chief Kashif. It is very important. And if people don't say something, you don't know. You really don't know. If someone doesn't tell you, you know, what you said, it kind of hurt my feelings, they would know. And some people say, I'd rather you tell me if I'm doing something wrong. You ever had those people tell you, if I'm doing something wrong, please let me know. And I'll pay more attention to what I say if I say something. You ever have people do that, tell you that? And you think, well, I don't want to tell people. I shouldn't have to tell people. Sometimes you have to tell people. That's what I've learned. I learned it the hard way. Because I think a lot of people should think before they speak. Just because you may be that type of person and you're very careful with your words that come out of your mouth. Not everybody is. My battery's going low. Let me come over here. Look at my little baby Rosie. Rosie, honey, I gotta plug this in. I got to plug into the wall. The electricity is bad. That's why Amish people don't use electricity. But don't you go knock them, because that's their faith. That's their religion. They don't use electricity. Let me get this going in. Okay, we got it. We are hooked up. I got you all hooked up. Yeah. Try the healing energy machines, Mindy. Yeah, I hope to try them one day. A healing energy machine. Yeah. I have a feeling that I might get to try something like that one day, maybe perhaps soon. Why do they spray them every day, Chief? I'm sure there's tons of people on here that can answer your question because they're experts in that. I don't focus on that. They weren't wrong in the karate class, just what they should do a different approach. One old so you teach that they weren't wrong in karate, just that they should try a different approach. That's how the one teacher in Hawaii, then when I went to one of those martial art classes and stuff, he had a certain routine that you had to do in order to do the moves because it was his particular style of whatever it was we was doing. And I did it the way I wanted to do it, but I still ended up being able to do all the moves, and he chastised me for it. I thought, well, that's not very nice, but then that's the type of individual that he was. Yeah, I lived in Hawaii. I lived on Hickam Air Force Base. Just a hop, skip, and a jump from Pearl Harbor. Yeah, is where I lived at. Hey, Rosie, honey. So, yeah, think before you speak because your words may have unintended consequences that you didn't want them to have. And, but everything happens for a reason. I am a firm believer in that. Yeah. So if you're just tuning in, welcome. My lips are a little dry. Rosie, honey, I think you just want to go outside. Hold on, let me let Rosie go outside. You have to look up there at the ceiling. Can you look up there at the ceiling? Hold on a second. You all watch the ceiling. Rosie's got to go outside. Come on, Rosie, you can do it. Go on. Yeah. No. Okay. Yeah, there's Rosie went outside. Words can be swords. I like how that's phrased. Um, words are, they're worse than swords. They literally can kill you. With your words, you can literally kill a person. You can destroy them. It's more deadly. I think words can be more deadly than any disease that a person can be diagnosed with. I really do. Because they truly do have the power of life and death, and you can kill a person instantly like that. Crush their spirit. It's like a crushed spirit who can bear. Yeah. Um, there are those who don't have a problem opening their mouth and telling you what they think. And if it hurts your feelings, you got to just get over it. And there is no remorse, none whatsoever. And you can see that a lot in people who have fits of rage. And sometimes when people are a very depressed individual, they will lash out at others and say very mean and hateful things because they're not feeling too nice on the inside. And you just got to keep your space. And right now in my life, I am trying to minimize the stress in my life as much as possible. I cannot allow myself to be around energy that is negative or anything. I cannot vibrate on that, especially with all of this that I'm going through on the inside. I gotta be careful, and I gotta guard my heart. That's what I gotta do. Yeah, no, because these negative feelings, they'll kill you. They'll send you into the grave. If you get into a state of depression, it will literally cause all kinds of things to happen to you. It will. I was free of breast cancer. Last time I got diagnosed was back in 2005. So I was a breast cancer free a long time ago. I think, you know how I think it came? I think it came when I was running behind the mosquito truck when we lived in the projects growing up. The truck, you remember those trucks that would come around the neighborhood and they spray that whatever that poison is? It was a fog and we'd run behind it. They did it ever so often. I think every 2 weeks. I probably got something in me and then poof, like that. Oh, I'm so sorry, Yvette, honey. Yeah. You've been in a low vibration for years, but no longer. It's been years of working on yourself. It does. Have you tested your water, you all? I don't drink tap water. I drink filtered water. I got 3 Berkeys in my house. That's what I drink. You heard somewhere in regards to when you yeah, if you criticize your child and they learn to condemn and criticize, or somewhere it's condemnation and it's criticizing. I remember reading that when I was a child. You heard that somewhere in regards to children. When you criticize children, they won't dislike you. They will dislike themselves. So I do my best not to criticize. Yeah. Yeah, it has very negative effects when you're harsh on your children and you beat them down all the time and stuff like that. Yeah, like a narcissist and stuff. Yeah, it's not nice. It isn't. So your words are very powerful. They truly are. And your words have unintended consequences to them, whether you realize it or not. Maybe when you speak at times, your words come out wrong and it really offends people. I know people like that. I truly do know them personally. They don't think before they speak. And unless you tell them, they continue it. They do. But if they love you and you tell them, they'll accept it and they'll be more careful. Yeah. I would be more careful. You may say, well, people need to be told what to do. They need to hear the truth. They need to hear it in a loving way. How about that? In a loving way. Because if it's done in a loving way, they'll receive it. If they're a loving individual. Yeah. There's something to the parasitic cleansing. I've done it myself too. Gina, honey, may be doing something like that right now too. I may be. I am taking some diatomaceous earth. I take a teaspoon of it in the morning, maybe about this much water, and mix it up. And a teaspoon at night before I go to bed, about that much water. And I don't mind it. And yeah. Some people will not take it. It is food grade, and it is like insects and stuff like that. But they put that in the, what do they put it in? The chicken feed or something. The farmers use it to keep the insects out and stuff like that. Yes, very good. It is. Hello. I do a lot of things. I do a lot of things in my private life and in my everyday life that I don't say everything that I do. I do all kinds of stuff. I mean, it's not unhealthy or nothing, but I do things that I just keep to myself. I do. I'm not going to make my whole entire life public. The only way my life could be whole entirely public is with you have cameras all in your house, because then you ain't got no privacy whatsoever. Well, when you pick up your phone and you have your smart TVs and stuff like that. Remember, if aliens invaded the Earth, and the what class was that? A civics class. We did around 5 or 6 videos on this. There was a civics class that was offered back in 1990 something, I think, somewhere in Illinois. It was grades K through 12, and you were have to the visitor from space. You have the students sit down and choose which 5 of the 10 Bill of Rights that they would like to accept, because they got a visitor from space. And if they cannot choose, their new ruler, which was the visitor from space, would choose for them. And they said, keep in mind that your new rulers may not have the same thought of privacy like you do. That was a civics class. It was literally done all over the world in certain areas. It was the visitor from space, choose 5 of the 10 Bill of Rights or something like that that you would like to keep. And if you remember that video that came out in the Congress or something, it was like this senator where they said classified, classified, classified. They said that senator never existed or whatever. That bill that came up, it was about underground birthing centers, about due to their enormous size and flesh eating, because the guy who was reading it, he was saying, good Lord, and he kept saying classified, 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 all of that right there. They were talking about having to do a new Bill of Rights. In that video clip, they said it was all make-believe. You didn't get a video in a while in Sedonia, but you had your whole family witness all the strange phenomena, sky sightings we had. Aww. I heard it's very pretty in Sedonia, and the frequency's really cool. Yeah. They were telling us, oh, that's wonderful. It is. So your words are, they have the power of life and death, and you got to be careful how you word your words, because your words cut like a knife. Cut worse than a knife. Yeah. So just be careful. Even though you don't mean your words to come out the way they do, some people take them different. It's like this book. What I said is not what you heard, or whatever. You say something and other people don't hear it the way you say it. You don't. Yeah. Yvette, hello. We don't ask women how old they are. It's considered to be rude, in case you didn't know, Bounty Hunter says. Yeah, it's kind of rude, a tad bit. Some people find a lot of things more offensive than others. Yeah. So if you're just tuning in, welcome. Welcome. Yeah, just be careful. No, see, I don't like that. We're going to be in your 20s when we are transformed, when Jesus raptures us out of here. There is another realm beyond this realm. There is. Your spirit doesn't die. In the future, they said they will separate the soul from the spirit. Yeah. And then if you think of, my spirit will not always reside with men. Well, that's how it would happen. Because they will found a way to separate the spirit from the soul. That's what it said. Yeah. Bob, it is. The barium and aluminum from the periodic table. It's interesting. So is Baal or Bel the god of the air? I know there's like a prince of the air, but it's in the air. Yeah. Hello there, Rocky Mountain Bob. Rocky Mountain High, Colorado. That's where the FAA weather FAA wolf cameras at. They want our souls. They do. It's a battle for your soul. It's the harvest. Oh, thank you, Rocky Mountain. Okay. Yeah, we got it. We got it, you all. Rosie, honey, I hear a baby bird out there. Yeah. I am going to go. I'm going to go see what Rosie's doing, but think before you speak. And sometimes people are just being themselves and they don't realize what they say may hurt other people's feelings, that other people may take it in a wrong way. And sometimes you have to speak up and say something in a loving way. Otherwise, people won't know. And it's hard for people to speak up. My lips are so chapped. They're not too chapped. They've been worse than this before. It's hard for a person to speak up and tell someone else, what you said kind of hurt my feelings. Here I am, an adult. We're adult. It's hard for people to tell others, you hurt my feelings. Yeah, because they won't know if you don't tell them. And yes, adults have to have these conversations too. They do. Oh, thank you, Pamela. You gotta do it. Yeah. But oh well. I'm a big girl. I got my big girl panties on. That's probably not a nice phrase to use, Gina, but I am a big girl. I've grown a lot. You all have grown with me. Got a lot of growing to do still, a whole lot more before my time on earth is up. Just like a lot of us, it is not nice to say. We all got a lot of growing, and I think we're going to do a monstrous amount of growing. A behemoth amount of growing real soon. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Lisa. I am going to go. So with that being said, hello, wherever you are in any part of the world. Hello. From my heart to yours, love you. Have a wonderful rest of your afternoon, and thank you for being on this channel. Y'all give the video a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button, the like button, the join button. It may not even go through, but that's okay. Yeah. Oh, I did. I ate all that food. I'm stuffed. Yeah. All right. Love you.